This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
The criticism of Christians.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Tonight, we will be discussing the criticism of Christians. Now, let's see. Since the inception of Christianity, there has been criticism stemming far back as the Roman Empire. So there's always, the Christian religion has always been questionable as far as, I guess, the civilization, society was concerned. So let's be clear. So if I'm remembering correctly, they said the main branches or of the Christianity is Catholicism, Orthodox, Protestant. I think Jehovah's Witness was up there too. So those are some of the branches of Christianity, and it makes up 2.4 billion of the world population. So that means there are 2.4 billion practicing Christians. That's a lot. That's one third of the population. So the question at hand is, what's wrong with the rest of them? So you got plenty of room. There's plenty of room on the winning team. Y'all come on over. We love company. We welcome you all. All right. So I'm not going to assume anything just by a show of, I guess we say, nays and what's the other one? See, I don't. If you're for it, if you're for us or you're against it.
Nay and yay.
Yays and nays.
Yay
Yeah,
and nay.
nays.
Yeah, all right. So how many practicing Christians on this panel?
Yay, here.
Yay.
Yay. Practicing Christians, huh?
Yay, because I'm into all spiritual things.
Okay, so everybody else is nay? Okay. Respect that. All right. So we're gonna have
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question? What was the question?
I said, how many of us are practicing Christians?
Oh. Practicing? Well, yeah. Okay.
All right, so that means I'm politically correct. So again, we're gonna have a godly conversation. We're gonna lead with God, and we're gonna have a nice discussion. Let's have fun with this. All right. So let's see. All right, so we're talking about the criticism that the world has towards the Christian religion. All right, so let me make sure my notes are correct. All right, so according to the critics, and these are the people that like to criticize the Christian religion, all right, they claim that Christianity is a religion consisting of violence, corruption, superstitions. What was the other two? Bigotry and homophobic. That's what they say that the Christian religion consists of. All right, let's not waste no time. Let's get right to it. Kiana, do you agree with these individuals?
No, violence could be associated with almost every religion. What was the other one? Bigotry,
Corruption.
corruption. I mean, again, these are things that could be spread across almost every religious sector. So I do not agree.
Okay. Patsy, how you feel about these Kool-Aid drinkers? They said we are a religion that is made up of violence, corruption, superstition, bigotry, and
Well, like Tiana just said, she said what I was thinking. Across the board, and it's not we do not just own those things because our religions have its bigotry, and some religions are womanizers. Well, I think a lot of religions, even in the Christian community, are womanizers also. But all that stuff is across the board. We just don't monopolize on all that stuff.
Okay. Tanya,
Yeah.
same question. Do you agree with them?
Do I agree with all that they said?
Yep.
I'm gonna say yes if they're practicing Christians led by the flesh. I'm a practicing Christian led by the spirit.
Okay.
So when you're led by the flesh, all those things are you're subject to all of that.
Huh? Did I get all the ladies? Did each of them log in yet?
I think, yeah.
What up, Dave?
All right. What's going on, Mr. Competent? So again, is that all the ladies? All right, so we're gonna move on to the gentlemen.
Did you get Edema?
I just said the Itama log in yet. Itama, you with us?
Still on mute.
Yeah, she's here, but I don't know if she got
She's
it.
on mute.
All right, I'm gonna come back to her. We'll spin the block. We'll go to the gentleman first. Mr. Brimage, do you agree with their assessment of the Christian religion? They said it's made up of violence, corruption, bigotry, and homophobia, and what was the other one? Superstition.
Well, I figured it sounded like something so familiar to me. It sounded like the inner city, the hood. It sounds like all of those things happen inside our inner city communities, which some people call the hood. So if there's a church of every kind on every other block, yes. Yes, it's possible in every single church, not just the Christian church.
Okay. Timmy, same question. Is it true or false? Is the Christian religion made up of those things, of these things? Violence, corruption, superstition, bigotry, and homophobia.
All those damn religions are all the same. They all try to point the finger at the other to get the light up off of them. If you keep them focused on somebody else and pointing the finger at other religions, that's what it seems like all the religions are doing, pointing the finger, saying and with right that they do to point the finger of because the ones who's doing the pointing and trying to call other people out and their backyard is not clean either. Those are the ones that they're not caring about the whole religious thing. Those people are solely thinking of themselves, and they if they can get the heat up off of them by pointing the finger, then that's what they do, and that's all the religions. They all of them do the same thing, try to degrade one another's religions, and don't let them uh meet in the hall where it'll turn out to be a damn fight.
Okay. So Gregory, Christian critics, they claim that the Christian religion, consists of the following: violence, corruption, superstition, bigotry, and homophobia.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink the Kool-Aid as you said earlier, and say to get to the rainbow, you got to go through the storm, and this is what this religion has been based off, anyways. To go back in time, it's all throughout the book, anyways. The whole warring and people having conflict with their politics and corruption and people twisting words that's not supposed to be twisted. It's kind of crazy when you go back and you realize that this religion was forced upon people anyways. And it's crazy you got this thing called a phone for the access of the internet in your hand, and you can look up. You could even watch stuff on Netflix. You can watch the Vikings. The Vikings tells the story of when the people came and they forced the Bible on these other people that was living a whole different way from them. And I find it ironic because I feel like we've been misled and misinterpreted with these stories. These stories stick with us so hard because they're stolen stories anyways from people that are of all likings. Because if you go back and do the DNA, you're gonna end up realizing that the people that are claiming to be religious people in certain different parts of the world right now are not even really the people that originated from those places.
Okay. Well said. Well said.
Oh, can I piggyback off Greg?
You want you so you don't
Yeah, I
even.
want to piggyback on because Greg was on the right path. So I just want to piggyback after him to add on to what he was saying.
All right. So what I'm gonna do in this situation is right. I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and both
And
answer
let
the
it be my
question at
turn.
the same time.
Yep. Let it be my turn. So yeah. So now the question is now we're talking about Christianity, all the different dominations of Christianity, right? See,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm just gonna do a little. Is anybody familiar with the doctrine of discovery?
Such a thing.
Yeah,
Not really.
to discover something, to discover
Yes.
it.
I'm gonna give you a little. I know, App, you know about it. I
Yeah.
know you might know a little something about it. But the doctrine of discovery is after these people took our scriptures and our books and then changed the images and stuff in those pictures, they sold it to us as Christianity, and they went around the world conquering this. We had the Great Inquisition and all this when they were, like Gregory was
Yes,
saying, when they were
sir.
going killing people and making them turn to Christianity, making us serve the beast,
The
the image
only it's the
which was
only
that white,
world religion.
yeah, yes, with that white picture of Jesus up there. So they took our words, like the Bible told us in Maccabees 3, that the heathens were going to take forth our book and put forth their images, and they resold it to us as Christianity. So Christianity is nothing but violence because they took America from violence. They took Australia from violence. They took Africa from violence. That was Christianity under the mark of Christianity in the packaged religion that we all read in the Bible today. But we got to
And
look at it
crusades
different
is
because they're
all
talking about
war.
us. And we said, where do we fall in? Because the Bible's talking about us, but we think it's talking about them. It's us. It's about us. We're the people. They took it and repackaged it. There's two biggest secrets that's going to kept, and us is one of them. And Putin's trying to tell people, but no one want to listen to him like he crazy. He's trying to tell everybody.
Putin been visited by the aliens, the Anunnaki.
Yes, so this is Christianity. I'm not with Christianity, but I do serve the Most High, and I do serve what y'all call Jesus, Yahushua, Yahshua. Yes, I believe in the Messiah and all that. I read the scriptures. The scriptures are still real, but we got to look at it from a different point of view. Christianity got us looking at it from the white point of view, and everything is twisted in there because some of that stuff don't pertain to us, and we're doing it saying I'm a good Christian. I'm just doing this because I just want people's soul to be saved and don't be deceived. It's called the Great Awakening for something. If you're awakening to this truth and coming awaken to this truth, that's what it's all about. If you don't awaken to the truth, that means it wasn't for you. Many are called, but few are chosen. You got to know who you are in these end times. These times are coming. We have to know who we are. We can't sit here and say, oh, I'm a Christian, oh, I'm a Muslim. Muslim, Christianity, Buddhism, all the major religions is created and controlled by the same people. Just study
God's
yourself.
people
Just
and
study
others.
yourself. We are the most powerful. No one can teach the word of the Most High but us in here. We're the only ones. Nobody, no other people can teach that word but us. This is our word, and they're calling it something else.
All right.
That's all I had to say. But Gregory, you was right on path and right on point.
Shade, my dude.
All right, so we're gonna go to Mr. Carpenter next, and then Sean, you're gonna round out the men, and then we're gonna spin the block and go back to Itzma. All right, Elijah, the question is, do you agree or disagree with the critics? They claim that the Christian religion consists of violence, corruption, superstition, bigotry, and homophobia.
I have to piggyback with dude and what Gregory was saying. It's all fake. It's all fake. The Bible is real, like 110% if you read it for yourself. So when it comes to when I read the Bible, I read it by its meaning now. I don't read it like when I see Jesus' word or Jesus' name, I call him God save, God salvation. When I see church, I call it the assembly. When I see when I see God, it's the force, it's the energy. I don't read it the way Tertullian told us how to read it, or Justin Martyr, or Martin Luther. These are the forefathers who put this Hellenistic spin to it. So because of that Hellenistic spin to it, you can colonize people who don't know their styles. So it all starts from the Greeks. So that outcome of it being a homophobic, the outcome of it to be violent, the outcome of it to be hypocritical, and the outcome of it to be, I would say, just criticism or fake. It's our book. It's our book. They took our book and they remixed it, but it's our book. And when you know it's our book, to me, it's our lifestyle, it's our culture, it's our remembrance of who we are. You can't put a label behind it. First of all, when they called the way Christians, that's like calling a black person nigger. So now the word nigger is cool and everybody want to be niggas, but it's a derogatory name. So when they say Christians, that was a derogatory name. When they put Serapis in the formation of Jesus, that's a deception. When they put Jesus instead of putting Yeshua, that's a formation. We all know what time it is, Mr. J.
Zeus.
Exactly, and Zeus as the father. So all those things is going to be an outcome of it's going to be hypocritical. It's going to be homophobic. That part is really funny to me. But anyway, it's because they more gay and faggoty in a little bit, but it's all fake. It's all Hellenistics. It's all General Hospital, One Life to Live, All My Children, Days of Our Lives. When we read it in a Christian way, but if you read it in a way of, first of all, knowing the meanings of these words, we say Jesus like Johnny Taylor, and Jesus' name is only saying, it ain't only, but it's powerful. It's saying God save, God salvation. So when you say Jesus, you're saying God saves, God salvation. But nowadays we say Jesus like his name is Thomas. So there's really no power behind it. But that's because what they have done back in 324 to 325, especially with Constantine. So that's my opinion. Well, excuse me, that's what I know for facts.
Well said, well said. Sean, let's get your perspective on this. Do you agree or disagree with these Kool-Aid drinkers? The ones that saying that the Christian religion consists of violence, corruption, superstition, bigotry, and homophobia.
Do I believe that the Christian religion consists of that? I do not. I believe that the people that claim to be Christians and operate that way, they are all the things that society is calling Christianity, because Christianity is a belief. It's not it's a group of people that believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. That's the bottom line to Christianity, in my opinion. Now, all the other stuff that, everyone is saying, meaning like, given all the different negativities that's attached to it, that's associated with people that are calling themselves Christians, but not operating in the way that we believe that Christians should operate.
Well said, well said. Y'all straight to the point. Loving it. The miniskirt versions, brief but brilliant. I'm loving it. Itzma, you with us? Turn your mic on, beloved.
I'm with Sean. I agree with Sean.
Okay. See, short and sweet. Loving it. All right, let's get to the second question. Itzma, stay with us because I'm gonna start with you. So these critics say that Christians are foolish because we follow a book full of false prophecies that have yet to materialize. So you understand that? They said that we are foolish because we follow a book that's full of false prophecies and have yet to materialize. How you feel about that?
Oh, can I go? Can I go?
Nope, you gotta wait. It's on her. I'll come to you next. Go ahead, Itzma.
I don't mess with y'all. Go ahead.
They the fools. That's all.
Loving it. Short but sweet. All right. Dude, what's your views on that?
See, the reason why they're saying that, because can't nobody interpret our scriptures but our own people, and they can never interpret them. That's why they're all over the place with them. But just about every single one of those prophecies already have. They're waiting on something that's already happened already with most of that stuff. That's why. That's why. And people got to understand the time that we're in right now. This is Revelations right now. This is Revelations, like revelation, not the beginning either. This is revelation.
I agree with that.
All right. Let's go to Timmy. Timmy, how you feel about it? We're foolish. Us Christians are foolish because we dare follow the teachings, false teachings of things that have yet to come to fruition.
In the words of my one of my favorite MCs, I follow no man because man be phony.
So is that KRS-One?
Scarface.
Oh, okay. See, thank you for correction. See, there's a lesson in self, little hip hop reference and religion altogether. See, the word always it always inspires and it gives people direction. All right, Patsy, same question. So foolish are the Christians because they dare follow a book full of false prophecies that have yet to materialize.
Well, they foolish because they don't understand where I'm coming from.
Okay. All right. Brimage, same question.
What's the question?
The question is, the critics claim that Christians are foolish because they follow a book is full of false prophecies and have yet to materialize.
We all follow something.
Okay. Tanya, how you feel about that?
About what they saying?
Yeah, they claim that Christians are foolish because they follow a book of false prophecies that have yet to materialize.
So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna follow behind Ithema and say they're the fools because there's been prophecies in the Bible that have already materialized.
Okay.
And what's to come has not happened yet, but it's getting there. What was I reading? That Jesus told his disciples that when that time is coming, that there will be false prophets and that there will be wars and earthquakes in various places. And that's the beginning of hard times. We're not in Revelations. We're getting there.
Gregory?
And for the revelations, I think you need 100 years of peace before that even happens. We haven't had that yet, so it's coming. And can you repeat the question again for me?
So the critics claim that we are foolish, we being the Christians, because you choose to follow a book full of false prophecies that have yet materialized.
I don't think it's that. I think people are confused people, as I was alluding to earlier. When something is fitting your spirit, it soothes your soul, it talks to your soul. So you following it, it's nothing wrong with that because these are our teachings anyways. They're just rewritten and used to control humanity. It's kind of crazy that they did that way, knowing that these are religious texts.
Duchess?
Yeah.
Yes. So how do you feel about this? Critics claim that Christians are foolish because they follow a book of false prophecies that have yet to materialize.
Oh, you're gonna sit on your bed.
I disagree with them. And why would I take why would I care about somebody who is not on the same level as me?
Mm-hmm.
I knew one of y'all was going to get to that point at some point. All right. Sean, let's get your perspective. So they claim the Christians are foolish because they follow a book of false prophecies that have yet to materialize.
They've been saying that for generations, and nothing is going to change their opinion if that's how they feel. Um, I believe what I believe, and I don't force my beliefs on anyone.
And yeah, that's their opinion. That's their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion as far as when it comes to what you believe in, but the real belief is you individual and how you carry yourself and how you treat others and volunteer or help out people that are in need. So that's for me. That's the real uh being of knowing who you are and you are in tune with uh God or Jesus or Allah or You sure? You know, so it's to me, it's all about the individual and open the eyes of another individual. Like Tupac was saying when he says each one teach one, that's what it is.
Like these hip hop references. All right, Mr. Carpenter, let's get your views on this. Foolish are the Christians because they dare follow a book full of false prophecies that have yet to materialize.
Let's see. I don't know where you got that question from, Dave, but I know there's over 30% of people in this world say they're Christians, which is very interesting to me because I heard my master told me, my big brother told me it's a narrow door and a narrow road. Yet there's 31% of the population saying they're Christians. Very interesting. That must be a big, narrow door. Oxymoron. Foolishness, I won't call it foolishness because I believe in that book from Genesis all the way to Revelation. If people want to call it, even though if people want to call people foolishness because they believe of a prophecies, I didn't read it for prophecy, which is good. If they want to think we're stupid because they think these things haven't happened, I didn't read it for those things to happen. My big brother told me to love God with everything I have and love my neighbor as I love myself. But he never told me anything about me loving myself first. I didn't read that part. So when it comes to foolishness, that means there must be a problem if there's 31% of the people saying that they're Christians. That's a big number. 8.1 or 8.2 billion people on the planet, and 31% of the population saying they're Christians?
2.4 billion.
2 point something
2.4,
billion.
2.4, but it's a narrow gate. It's a narrow road. There's something must be going on here.
Right? I'm gonna stay right with you. I'm gonna come to the next question. So these same
Not to cut you, Dave. Birds on the phone.
what's going on, B? Welcome.
What up?
So, Bird,
All right, Bird. Let me Elijah, I'm gonna go to Bird first, and then I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna bring Bird into the fold. Bird, so the question right now is I'm hitting the next question. So critics claim that critics claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both the human desire and free will. So you agree or disagree with that?
I disagree. I mean, people are allowed to believe in what they want. If everybody has a belief in something, then, every religion has a book of something. Every study, every whatever has a book prophesied by something or somebody that they believe in. So unless you're someone that has no belief in nothing, your eyes haven't been opened yet.
Okay, coming right in, dropping the knowledge. That's what I like. Again, welcome, welcome. Okay, Mr. Carpenter, same question. Do you agree or disagree? The critics claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both the human desire and the free will.
Suppress? Yeah, it does. Free will? I don't think there's really any such thing. Desire? This all depends who's giving you the option. But Christianity is just garbage, man. I'm sorry, it's just garbage. It is. It's just garbage. Read the book for yourself, and The Holy Spirit will show you how to walk, man. But the labels, Christianity, you know what I mean? Jesus never called himself a Christian. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's garbage to me. You know what I mean? It's what the people label you as a Christian. It's
Wasn't a Christian.
garbage to me. Yeah. I mean, what's a Christian? You was gonna say because if someone follow Jesus Christ, Jesus' last name is not Christ. And again, Jesus means God save, God salvation. It's a club to me. It's like a gang. It's like saying Bloods or Crips to me. But so suppress, yeah, you can say it's definitely doing that. Will, no, I don't think there's any really such thing when you know what time it is. And that's my opinion. No, that ain't my opinion. That's my facts.
Itzma, same question, beloved. Critics claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both desire and free will of humans. You gotta turn your mic on.
As far as the free will, humans have free will. And as far as suppressing, yeah, it does. Christianity, if they follow it the correct way, it's definitely suppressing.
Patsy, let's get your views. They claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both human desire and free will.
You can't take away my desire and you can't take away my free will, and you really can't suppress me in believing what I want to believe. You know, I'm going to go with the flow of way the spirit leads me and not what everybody else says. So that's it.
Same question.
Who?
Robert. Okay. You must have stepped away. All right. We're going to go to Tanya. Same question, T.
Okay. And that was free will. Say that again.
Critics claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both human desire and free will.
Do I agree with that?
Do you agree or disagree?
I'm going to say I disagree. You can't suppress. We have free will for one, and no one suppresses the religion itself. Is a relationship in my eyes, and so I'm exercising my free will to follow after Jesus in his examples that he set for us to follow after, and I'm exercising my free will to bring my desires that are not pleasing, and it's not going to benefit people that's evil. I'm subjecting that myself, so I'm exercising my free will. Does that make sense?
It has to make sense to you.
It makes sense to me. I just wanted to if people understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to Kiana. Duchess, you with us?
Yes. I disagree.
Reason being?
What?
Reason being. Care to elaborate? Give us some detail?
I'm eating, but so no one, God gives you free will, and he'll give you the desires of your heart. That's
Thank
it.
you.
See?
Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
Food for thought. Food for thought while you feed the body. I like I like it. Food for the spirit. I like it. All right. We're gonna try to go to Robert again. Mr. Brimage, are you with us?
Nah, he's on mute.
Okay.
He
Okay.
must be away from the phone.
All right, Timmy. Do you agree or disagree with them? Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both human desire and free will.
I think all religions are. Is. I think they all are.
Okay.
Because the reason being because you if you have to follow someone else's word on, and a lot of people take that pastor or that reverend or bishop's word, right? Because they figuring they supposed to be the prophetess, of Jesus, of God. They supposed to be, prophetess and whatnot, right? And so they twist things to benefit them, right? And then once the congregation of that church start to see that they're not really about what they're saying, they are they are going the other direction. So that's why you get a lot of people jumping from church to church because of that reason. They say that the person who's supposed to be teaching you the word and supposed to be, breaking the word down for you to understand, they are using it for their own purpose. And then, you know, people get mad when they find out you misled them.
All right, we're gonna go to Dude next. So, Dude, the question is: critics claim that Christianity is slave morality that suppresses both human desire and free will.
That's what Christianity was designed for, and that's what it did to us. That's why our people are lost, thinking that's what we are. That's what they did to us. When they came over here, when they took us from over there, when they did this, that's what they did to us. They came and that's what it was designed to do, put us enslaved, and then to take away our free will. How do you take away someone's free will when they think it? Make them think they really got a choice when they don't. That's what they did to us. It's a weapon. Christianity is a weapon. It's the biggest weapon across the world. It killed more people across the world. When you sit there and look at America killing, all that killing, that was all done before in the name of Christianity. They're still doing it. That's why they look at Christians,
That's how
Americans,
it
as
started.
infidels. That's why they look at us that way. Christianity was designed. It was when they came over here to the Americas, Christopher Columbus, they came over here with Christianity, with the white picture of Jesus after they done twisted our words around. No, matter of fact, I want to tell you even more deeper to show you that I'm telling you what is right. He came over here, Christopher Columbus came over here with Hebrew interpreters so he can talk to the people of this land. Why would he bring Hebrew interpreters? Hold on, go read his book himself. Then he went back after they took records from over here and took them over to Mr. King James, and that's how they finished the King James Bible. Then they repackaged it and brought it right back over here and sold us our own shit, but they flipped some shit around, changed the pictures, and made us serve the white God. And if we didn't serve the white Jesus, they killed us. That's what it was. They killed us. They killed us. We had the when every time you hear about the stories about people had to deny and say they were this and that was here. They did that here. Oh, we believe in our God, which was we still knew the Messiah. All that's right. And we still knew the Most High, but they repackaged it to that white stuff and took Bibles out of the Bible so you wouldn't find out who you were and who they were. That's what my whole point of saying is that's what Christianity was designed for, to enslave and to take away your free will. That's what it was. That's why it's called slave. That's exactly so. When you figure out why we got into position that we had, Christianity did this to us. The reason why we are in this position that Christianity did that to us. It did it to us. That's what it did.
Sean, let's get your perspective. The critics claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both human desire and free will.
I'll agree with a little bit of what was just said. For me, Christianity came along. Hold on just a second, Jay. I'm sorry, I'm here. They Christianity, like it was just stated, it was twisted. The interpretation of it was twisted once it had a different interpretation of what a Christian was supposed to be or is supposed to be. If we just go back to just putting what a Christian is, a Christian is just a person who believes that Jesus Christ is the Messiah and he's coming back again. Everything else is all man interpretation.
I like it, you guys bringing the Jews, dropping on wisdom. All right, Mr. Lacey, let's get your perspective on this. The critics claim that Christianity is a slave morality that suppresses both human desire and free will.
I was going to say, Satan's greatest trick was what? To convince the world that he doesn't exist, right?
Yes, yes. That's
So
what
when
they
you got
said.
people that actually went around condemning people for their spirituality and actually killing people, raping, your enemy came to rape, pillage, and burn shit down. This is what the Christians did. That cross was burning before we started following it. So when you're looking at these people, and then it's a history lesson too. When you're looking at these people that come from a savage background, you can't expect nothing different. These people came over here. When you hear the story about Plymouth Rock, you hear the story about Plymouth Rock, right? What ship did they come over on? They came over on a ship called what? Jesus Christ. You know why? Because they brought that to our people that was already here. And then they removed you from your families and all this other stuff, brought you to Africa, brought you back, made you think you was African, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It's a mind swirl when you learn the history in between these people that was conquering everybody and making you follow their religion. You can watch once again. You can go on Netflix and watch the Vikings. I promise you, watch the Vikings. That whole beginning, the first season, it's about the Christians coming and conquering these people that lived in the woods. They didn't want them to do whatever they was doing, but you got the stories in the Bible where it basically sounds like they was doing the same thing the Vikings was doing.
But Gregory,
animals to the gods, putting up altars. You
but
get what I'm
Gregory,
saying? Cain and Abel. That's who I'm talking about.
But
What
Gregory,
did Cain get condemned for? He got condemned for giving up an offering of fruit and shit that he grew from the earth. And Abel was he took a liking to Abel's sacrifice of the cattle that he gave up to God. You get what I'm saying? That is voodoo. That's a sacrifice. That's an animal sacrifice. No doubt about it. I don't know how you interpreted that story, but that's what happened.
But Gregory, first of all, Vikings made by Jewish people. Billy Carlson got destroyed by pseudo. So won't you just do the study from yourself, brother?
But that doesn't change the fact of what I said.
But I'm hearing what you say. What
the
you
Vikings
do is
was already out there. They was green people. They was the people out there like Indians in the woods living off of nature.
No, Vikings was not living out there like wow. Do
yes,
your research
because
no, Gregory, do your research because you regurgitate. That means you're being empiric. Do your own research. That's all I'm saying. Do your own research.
So you don't think
You'd
those
be
people was
surprised.
living off the land like native people? The same stories they tell you about the Aborigines.
Okay, if you know what time it is with island
I just
people, if you know what time it is with island people, especially if they're a different type of race, you would know what their culture was, because the Vikings, the ones who started up the word as you will call God. So no,
I
what
just
you're
told you to
saying,
watch the Vikings. They
All right.
started that
Ding ding,
because these
gentlemen. Ding
Christian people
ding.
came
Ding
over
ding.
to force them to start doing stuff they wasn't doing. They
All
was
right.
into gods,
So
not
all right.
one
Ding ding.
God and God, the stuff that you're saying. That's after. Your
All right.
history, you gotta go back and watch that shit.
All right.
So you can know what you're talking about.
So guys, listen to what I'm about to say to you. So because I don't want to have to repeat myself. When you hear me trying to get your attention, please come to attention. So ding ding, go to your respective corners. Elijah basically he gave you a rebuttal. If you agree or disagree, that's up to you. We're gonna move on. So I would say this, like he said, don't take his word for it. Go and do research on your own. Check it out. So Bert, we'll bring you back into the fold. You still with us, brother? B, you still with us? Yo. All right. So here's the next question. I'm gonna like this one. This kind of goes to where Mr. Carpenter was saying. So according to according to Christian critics, Christians do not practice what they preach. How you feel about that, Bert?
I can agree. I mean, not everyone, but there is some blasphemy in the game. So not everybody is living perfect that believes in Christ or is quote unquote a Christian. Not everyone's going to live how they want you to live how Jesus would live, or they want you to live righteous. Let's call it. That's the word I'll use. You're not always righteous. We're not always right. We don't always do things by the book either. Doesn't make you a bad person, but I don't believe everyone's living by the standard, the true standard, as someone mentioned before. If you truly follow the belief, everybody's not living like that. We just have something that we believe in, and you don't got to get on your knees every day to believe. You got to believe in something. If you don't have anything to believe in, then you're really not going to head. You're not going anywhere. There's nowhere for you to go.
Well said, well said. Brimage, are you back with us? Okay, we're gonna move on to the next person. Itama, you with us? You guys gotta turn your mic on.
I am.
All right, beloved, here's the question. Statement. Christian critics claim that Christians don't practice what they preach. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I definitely agree, because I can say that I'm one of them. Like, I know I serve the Lord, but I don't serve him completely. There's things of the world that I still hang on to. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm loving it. Sharing is caring. That's some
hey
truth
Dave,
for
can
you.
I ask her a question? Because I disagree with what she's saying about herself. Real talk.
You hold
I
on.
do.
Hold on.
Well,
The thing is, yeah,
then
we can't.
maybe that question might go out to me and Itzma, because I was about to second her. I mean, I feel I'm the same way. I mean, I live in this world with a whole bunch of temptations, a whole bunch of sinning going on. I choose to either indulge fully, a little bit, or not at all. So I can't say I'm living a perfect life or I'm living all for the Lord. I know him.
Disagree with you too, Bobby. Robbie.
I know you
I
will.
disagree.
Um,
I disagree with you too.
um,
Hold on,
I'm
let
just
him
gonna end it
finish.
with this. I know the Lord. I hold him close and dear and inside my heart as I hold my children or my close loved ones. But I'm gonna tell you, Like I said, I still do some things I think that I could adjust because I say if I can tell the next person to do something and expect a good item, then I should be able to practice, what I preach.
Okay.
Y'all niggas are hard on
I'm gonna
yourselves,
say
man.
this. I'm
For
gonna say
real.
this before.
It's good motivation.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna allow Mr. Carpenter. You're gonna answer the question, the initial question, but I'm gonna allow you to basically give a rebuttal to both what Robert and Itima said. I don't want you to present a question for time's sake. I want you
Okay, I got
to.
you.
I want you to answer the question that's being presented, and you can give your rebuttal
I got you.
on answering the question. Got it? All right.
Yeah.
Floor is yours.
When I listen to my big brother, my master, my Lord and my Savior, aka God's salvation, aka Yeshua Jesus. He gave me two commandments. I'm not talking about the Pauline's letters. And I respect Paul. I like Paul. I really do. He gave me two commandments. Love God with everything I have. Everything I have is things I must earn, which is time. For me to give everything that I have, which is time, is reading his word. Then love my neighbor as I love myself. I have not hurt no man. I have not cheated no man. I have not even tried to make an attempt to deceive a man. So when he told me those two commandments that follows up all the laws, those the two I got to focus on. So those two will help me to fulfill all the laws he has given me. I hear all of you all. I know all of you all love God. I hear how y'all talk. And I know none of y'all ain't being cruel to your next door neighbor or to your fellow man. But if we keep on focusing on, you know what, I got to do check marks and check marks and check marks, you're no different than any other religion. Y'all love God because y'all talk about him. Y'all read his word. Y'all meditate on him. Y'all want to live for him. And you love your neighbor. But that's the two commandments the Most High Son gave us. We the one who add more stuff. We the one who make stuff on our shoulders more heavier. Yes, Christians don't practice what they preach because this is not their book. Of course they can't practice. They play. But when it comes to people who's really hungry for God, they're going to try to do better to their next brother man, and they're going to try to do better for themselves so they don't hurt the next brother man. Y'all not out here killing people. Y'all not out here disrespecting people. That's because the love of God is inside of you all. But y'all have to acknowledge that, or you're going to keep on beating yourself up. Well, I smoke weed. Well, I be cursing. Well, I be doing, oh, whoa. He told me to love God. Everything that you have is time, things I must earn. That's all you got is time. And you spend those times by reading a book with scriptures to see what God is all about and how much he loves you. And when you do that, you look at your brother, man, and you don't try to hurt him. You don't try to deceive him. Well, that's all what Jesus is asking. He knows how fucked up this world is. He knows how corrupt people can get. But when you're doing that, he's working in your life. He gave us two commandments, and it will fulfill all the rest of the 613 laws, or the 10 commandments if you want to go to it. That's all I got to say.
Well,
Good.
say
Good.
support of the saints. All right. Patsy, you still with us?
Yeah.
All right, same question. Do you agree or disagree with the critics that claim that Christians don't practice what they preach?
There's a lot of Christians that don't practice what they preach. But I do agree with Dude about
That was
loving
Elijah.
myself, loving my neighbor as myself, and loving God.
Elijah, that wasn't dude. That
I'm
was Elijah.
sorry. I just mixed it
I'm
up.
messing with
I'm
you,
sorry.
Patsy. I'm messing with you, baby girl. I'm messing with you.
Anyways, so I agree with that part. Um, they, I don't like. I do love God, and I love my neighbors and everything, and I love myself. But sometimes you gotta be like, I could be doing a little bit better, but you use that love to kind of like encourage yourself to do better than what what you've been doing. If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And again, guys, this is your opinion and it has to make sense to you. So that's how you feel about it. This is not a forum that's gonna judge. It's open and everybody speak their mind as long as it's not hurting anybody. All right, let's go to now we're gonna go to Dude. So Dude, let's get your perspective on this. The critics claim that Christians don't practice what they preach. How you feel about that? You agree or disagree?
I was sitting here laughing. My bad. You said, do they practice what they preach?
They don't practice. They claim we don't practice what we preach.
No, Apple stole my answer on that one because they're not even supposed to be reading it, so they can't understand what they're reading to practice it.
That's your story. You sticking to it. All right, you standing on that. All right, man of conviction. I like it. All right, let's go to Tanya. Tanya, you with us?
Yep.
All right, beloved. Same question. The critics claim that Christians don't practice what they preach.
Do I agree or disagree?
That's right.
I agree. Ooh. Because we all fall short of the glory. None of us is perfect. That's why God sent his son to be a sacrificial lamb for us, because he is perfect. And I have to agree that the 2 commandments was to love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and to love your neighbors as you love yourself. So I have to agree with that. And we always are looking to better ourselves. We're not perfect, but we're forever striving to have a closer, intimate, more relationship. It's all about the relationship and the spirit.
Okay. Well said, well said. Timmy, let's get your opinion.
Well, I agree with what Elijah said and what Dude said. You know, for me, I just don't. What I know is what I know. What somebody else knows is what they know. Now, but it's just like what they said. You know, real recognize real, and you know, like Elijah was talking about, all of us. You know, so we all recognize that we all have the same common grounds when it comes to what we believe in, right? And so that's the realness of this whole thing there, is that we all recognize and we know individually what our belief is. And when we speak to each other and we compare our knowledge of what we know, that's when we like, oh yeah, this is the real one. This is the real one. So that's how we are the real ones who really know what they belief is. That's what has to come together, back together again, like it was before we was brainwashed.
Is it me or Timmy sound like an old school pimp?
Oh my God! Oh wow!
We're gonna go to Kiana, you're up next. You need me to reiterate? You want me to repeat the question? Duchess?
Yeah, can you go to somebody else real quick and then come back to me?
I sure will. Mr. Lacey. let's get your perspective on this. Critics claim that Christians don't practice what they preach. You agree or disagree?
I hate to say this first. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Once again, when you understand that the Plymouth Rock landed on us and they brought over the Jesus Christ, then you get into the Nat Turner story. Was they practicing what they was preaching then? They wanted us to preach stuff that made it seem like it was okay for us to be enslaved people. Your first touch of Christianity comes from slavery. So that's why I keep going back to the history. But I say that to say this. Have you ever been swallowed up? And then you look at goddamn Kurt Franklin on stage doing satanic rituals on the BET Awards. These people aren't practicing what they're preaching. Are you kidding me? We're gonna pass the collection plate around one more time.
All right. Sean, let's see if you can make any sense of this. These critics claim that Christians don't practice what they preach. How do you feel about this? You agree or you disagree?
I agree that a lot of people don't practice what they preach because what they're preaching is they're trying to tell others to do this, do that, don't judge, don't do this, don't do that. But yet there are those of us that find ourselves doing the complete opposite of what we're trying to tell everyone else not to do. And I believe that's where that question comes from. It's not as deep as, not saying that we're making it deep, but it's just that simple. That when they say that we don't practice what we preach is because we say that we're about love, that we're about uplifting and this and the other. And sometimes those of us in the Christian faith that we call ourselves in the Christian faith, we're sometimes our worst enemies. We tear each other down.
Definitely do.
That's my take on it.
We are definitely the tool of division. So Kiana asked me to come back to. I'm gonna give you a little more time, Key. I'm gonna spin the block. I'm gonna stay with Sean, and then I'm gonna hit you with.
You can come back to me, but if you want to, that's fine. I can wait.
You're ready now. We can go to you now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's get your views on this. How you feel about these critics? They claim that we don't practice what we preach, meaning the Christians.
I mean, we all fall short of the glory of the Lord. Yes, it's true. There's some that are former members of practicing. There's some members that are practicing and try to do the best that they can with what they have. And the more knowledgeable and the more you try to become one with God, the more you will do better. But there is no perfect one except for God.
Okay, and I'm gonna stay right with you, and I'm gonna hit you with the next question. So the next question is: these critics claim that Christians don't respect nobody else's belief but their own.
I disagree. I think, if you're a believer, you want people to believe, you would hope that people believe what you believe. But if you choose to believe something else, I don't think we're disrespectful to others.
And before I go on to the next person, I'm just going to add to what Kiana said. I think that we've become more than tolerant about other things. I think that religion, we go out our way to make sure we don't make anybody feel uncomfortable. We put other people's feelings and their opinions before our own at times. I should give you a little fun little story. I was in the workplace, and I end all my emails with thanks in advance and God bless you. And I was told by a colleague that I shouldn't do that because I could offend someone that doesn't believe in God. Now, right away, I felt offended because it's like you want me to respect someone else's beliefs, but you're not going to respect mine. So because I am a card carrying member, I believe in God, You want me to put aside my beliefs so that I don't make anybody else feel uncomfortable. Sounds wicked to me. But I digress. I'm going to go to Itima. Itima, how you feel about this? These critics claim that we don't care about nobody else's beliefs but our own. You gotta tell your
How do I feel? How do I feel about that? I mean, I feel how they feel about it. That's their opinion. That's how they feel. What can I say? You get what I'm saying? But you're not gonna stop me from believing in my God. You're not gonna stop me from, at the end of the day, this is why we in the situation we're in now. There's not a person that can't tell me that they don't know who God is.
Okay, well said, well said. Bert, you still with us?
Yeah.
All right. They claim we don't respect nobody else's beliefs. Christians don't respect nobody else's beliefs.
Well, I
Oh,
don't think I can speak for everybody. I can only speak for me. I respect all religions and all beliefs. I do not try to impose my way of belief on anyone else. To each his own. But I can say there are maybe some old school Christian type things that they don't believe there's no other way but their way. I believe there's any way you want it to be can be the way. So I don't speak for all Christians. I can only speak that answer on me.
Word up. There's no we. Good job, Bird. There's no us. Good job.
And that being said, Mr. Carpenter, we're gonna go to you.
All right, man. All right. All right. Check this out. For we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Jesus. So because of Jesus, I am perfect. I am complete. I do not sin. Why? Because I'm in him. When a person is upset because I say, God bless you, which I really don't say to a person, or if a person's upset because I say something about referring to giving honor to God, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I really don't. Because why? Because in him, I'm complete. I am perfect. I'm not us. I'm not we. I'm in him. So when I speak, I don't care what they say. I don't care how they feel. But that means erase everything I just said. When I'm in an establishment under slavery, I know the rules and regulations. This is where the Pauline letters comes in at. Because the Pauline letters shows me how to operate under slavery, under the rules and regulations. Yes, I know because of what Yeshua has done for me. I am complete, I am perfect, and I do not sin because I am in him and he is in me.
Okay. Lacey, same question.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Same thing with the cross. People have died for not going by the ways of the cross. The cross has kept to this day. The KKK, what do? They're hardcore Christians. What do? They burn a cross on your front lawn, don't they? These people are crazy. I'm telling you, from the beginning of time. And once again, I hate to keep beating that dead horse with that whole thing. These people have found a way to make everything that they did okay. It's nuts.
Sean, same question.
Yeah, real quick, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the last two statements that was just made. That sounded crazy to me.
You got the question, or you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, please.
So these critics claim we don't respect nobody else's beliefs but our own,
I
meaning
don't
the
think that
Christians.
I don't think that Christians do not respect other religions. They just don't bow down to them.
I like that. Go ahead.
And because that's one of the things that we're supposed to be striving to do is not being judgmental or dismissive of others. Now, your belief is your belief. We may all want everyone to believe in the God that we believe in, but if whatever for whatever reason that they don't, we still must love them and respect them where they are.
Okay. Well said. Well said. Dude, give us your wisdom. How do you feel about this? The critics claim that Christians don't care about nobody else's beliefs but their own.
We're not. We're not supposed to. That's the whole point. Don't put nobody before your God. Now, I'm not. I don't care what you. I don't know. I don't care. So what? I don't care. But if you're in a situation to where you're an actor being paid that, so when you're at a job or you're working, it's an acting spot. So when I go to work, I'm acting. I'm acting as this straw man in this illusion world, as who I am in this title. And no matter what they say to me, it doesn't affect me because I'm just acting. They're paying me to act. That don't mean they can do what they want to do to me, but I'm acting. Their words don't matter to me. It don't bother me. And if they do say something that triggers me, fuck them. It doesn't bother me. You know why? Because I'm just here acting. And when I leave, I'm back to myself again.
Okay. So we're gonna give you a Oscar for the leading man for the best performance in the workplace. All right. And God said that they are a stubborn race. I might be misquoting him, but you guys get the gist of it. I don't know if he was talking about
A stick neck people.
Yep, mankind as a whole, or he was talking about the people that was going to follow his word. Tanya.
Nah, he was talking about us Israelites. He was
Okay.
calling us stiff neck is a translation today's time. It's called pride. So that's
Okay.
what he was talking about. Old
Okay.
Testament at Mount Sinai, Exodus.
All right. Tanya, we're gonna get to you. The question is, the statement is these critics claim that Christians don't care about no one else's beliefs but their own.
My job as a child of God, and I'm using that word, I'm gonna say a believer, is to spread the news about Jesus. And the person or the people that I spread it to, that's where the free will comes in at. They can accept it or reject it. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
I like that. Accept it or reject it. All right, Patsy, let's get your views. Or did I go to you already?
No, you didn't get to me already. So my perspective is there might be Christians out there that are dismissive of other people's point of views or religious beliefs, but I feel like personally I don't dismiss it. I accept that you believe that you believe what you believe and I believe what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just say we can agree to disagree on perspectives.
Okay.
That's how I put it.
All right. Now, I think I got to everybody on that question, so I'm gonna go to the next question.
I don't think I got a
Nah, I
chance
didn't
on
answer
two
that
questions.
question, Brody.
Gregory, you answered that question.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to answer on
Robert, I
two
think
questions.
you did. All right,
But
Gregory,
no,
I
no,
definitely went to you,
no
Gregory.
cold soup.
Go ahead, Robert.
No, I don't want to answer the question. Give me your next one. You can go on to the next one.
All right, so the next question is critics claim, and this is a funny one right here. Christians should not use profanity, nor should they consume alcohol. Robert, let's get your views on that.
Mm. It's a tough one right there. Can I just hit you with a fun fact first, and then I'm gonna come right back to the question.
You can hit me with the answer and the fun fact.
All right, here we go. I'll do your. Let's see the answer. Should they drink alcohol? I don't know.
But you just went right from you just skipped straight to the alcohol. But go ahead, break it down, do it your way.
Because what was the first one again?
Profanity.
Swearing. I think I was talking earlier about what is it, connotation. So I think I was having a conversation with you earlier about it, and in the Bible we was going over all the curse words, and I said, well, it's after you told me it wasn't, there's worse things in there than that, incest and all other sorts of things. But going on to connotation, they said some of them words instead of swear words, they use words like dog, snake, and others to take the place of cursing or swearing. Now, I'll go on into the well, I was about to say first wine drinking and all that. I mean, I guess Jesus accepts you drinking wine, and I can't say, every religion doesn't do it, but a lot of people do it. They do pleasure themselves, as in drinking or smoking, regardless what religion you're in. So I ain't gonna just put that on Christians by itself. But fun fact, supposed to be 8,000 and something gods and goddesses in the world that you worship. And added on to that is 10,000 over 10,000 religions. So how do you compete, and what do you really choose from when there's so many? And I thought it was supposed to be and everything meaning of the same, and you follow those righteous ways. But you're over here saying him, there, where, and all of that. And we're supposed to be as one.
Okay. So let me hit you with a little fun fact, a little scripture before we go on to the next person. This shall answer your question. I have many names, but you all know me by one. The G to the O to
That is
the
duality,
D.
Uncle D.
Gregory?
Satan goes by many names.
Blasphemy.
Okay, and so to that,
just like they both go by the morning star.
You say he has many names. Does the story stay the same or change? Because if it's the story of God or Jesus, shouldn't it be the same story regardless what book it's coming from?
Depends on your level of discernment and your knowledge, where you are at with your spiritual journey and your teachings, your comprehension of the literature. But we're gonna move on because I don't want to turn this into a debate. Bert, you still with us?
That wasn't a debate, Dave. That was just an interesting conversation, a dialogue, what you just said.
All right, Bert. The question is, so these critics claim that Christians should not, and I repeat, Christians should not use profanity, nor should they consume alcohol.
I don't know who these critics are that are spilling out all of this stuff. what they criticize? Who are they to say what Christians should and shouldn't do or be or shouldn't be if they don't have a belief in their own? So at the end of the day, again, nobody's perfect. They give wine out as a sacrament in church. You get wine and you get a little cracker, right? So, I mean, I don't know about the drinking. Jesus walked in the whorehouses and the drinking and the bars and all of that. He didn't hang out with the righteous people. He hung out with the poor people. So he's seen it going on. I mean, if it was bad, it would have been preached about being bad, or whoever these critics are. I mean, learn yourself before you choose to criticize others.
I think you're right, my brother. I dare say these individuals are those that do not partake in any faith, least of all ours. So, they'd be quick to criticize what we do. Because notice what it started with. They said Christians should not use profanity, nor should they consume alcohol. Itama, how you feel about that? You gotta turn your mic on. Okay, my lost turn. All right, Duchess, you still with us? Kiana?
Yes.
All right. So how you feel about that? These critics say that Christians should not use profanity and they should not consume alcohol.
Drink.
I mean, God, you're supposed to be of sober mind. I mean, some people can drink one drink and not be of sober mind, and some people can. So I don't know about the alcohol part, but again, I'm sober mind. So
And what about
that's
the cursing
anything.
Christians?
Yes, you're supposed to, you're supposed to have a clean mouth, but again, we all fall short of the glory of Lord. So we try to do better every day. Every day you wake up, you're given an opportunity to do better than you did the day before.
Okay, well said, well said. Patsy, you still with us?
Yeah.
Same question, beloved. They claim Christians should not use profanity, nor should they consume alcohol.
I think there's a lot of Christians that try and attempt not to. But sometimes to explain to someone else what your belief is, and if that person you're talking to, because it's a lot, and that's how they understand it. So, in that sense, you could probably use it. But as far as drinking, biblically it says not to get drunk. It did not say not to drink. So therefore, everything in moderation is known.
All right, I'm stopping in the alarm for time and I'm really on your smart home.
I just
Hey Google, stop time
don't
off.
drunk.
Okay.
Not take that with
Yeah,
everything,
well, some timers and I'm really
everything in
on your smart home
moderation,
devices.
alcohol, whatever.
All right. Yeah. I'm sorry, Patsy, for the the background.
I'm so sorry. I thought
disruption.
I had you on mute. I apologize.
Nah, you wasn't on me, not this
No
time.
problem.
So we're gonna go to Timmy, then Tanya. Timmy, Christians, so they claim Christians should not use profanity and they should not partake in alcohol.
That's a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, I don't listen to none of that because any given day you can catch someone that you thought would never say a swore, or you never once heard them say a swear, and something done got them upset or or frustrated, and the curse words come out. I even seen politicians cursing each other out. So and they're the biggest one that be cursing behind closed doors, but every once in a while they'll come out in the front gate, of the light cameras and saying a curse word. But to me, it's just words. They're words, and it's their words to tell somebody off, or scream out. If you can't handle things, I know my grandfather. He put his hand on the damn stove, and because he wanted to see if the stove was on. It was an electric stove, and he there put his hand on the stove, the shit heat up, and he's up there, oh god damn it, slapping his hand on. So you know I never heard him curse,
Oh.
but he burnt his hand that day. He cursed.
Okay. Tanya?
Can I say something I forgot to
Yeah.
mention?
Go ahead.
In James 3:10, it says that out of the same mouth come praise and curse, and my brothers and sisters, this should not be. And like I said, we all fall short of the glory of the Lord.
Thank you for that scripture. Tanya? Yes.
Yes.
Why we don't follow what Jesus said, but we quick to follow New Testament with Paul and James and Timothy when Paul was talking to James and Timothy?
Let's
I'm gonna say it again. Why we can't follow what Jesus said?
Did he say you could curse? Did he say you could curse?
Jesus, hold on. Check this out. Jesus' best friend was a dude named Peter. He swore. Jesus drunk. Jesus wine. You remember when he hit him on the side? All that wine came up out of him? And Peter did swear. Again, he gave me 2 commandments. I know what Paul said. I know everybody follow the God of Paul. I know everybody love to follow Paul, but Jesus is before Paul. I read Paul's letters. Paul's letters is subjective. Paul says, I too say, or the Lord say. But when I read Jesus' words, he let it be known that this is what his Father says. I don't know. I like to follow Jesus' words a little bit quicker than I follow Paul's words. Paul, my man, but Jesus will always be first, not Paul.
All right. With that being said, you done jumped the line. You done jumped over Tanya, but we're gonna we gonna go to Tanya next. Tanya, go ahead and answer that question, please.
I'm going to piggyback off of what Bird said about people with these questions. And I'm going to add that the tongue is an unruly member, and we are to speak edification. Words, you can speak life or death into someone's life. And so I choose to speak life. So cursing someone it could be cursing in profanity or cursing someone verbally. If you know what I mean.
Jesus hung with Paul. Jesus hung with Peter. Peter.
Let him finish. Yes.
What does that? You're saying stuff, but what does that mean?
Means
because he hung with Peter. What does that?
This is what it means.
So
it means that
Peter, okay.
I'm gonna tell you what it means. I'm gonna tell you what it means. It means that you live in an environment. That environment does real wicked, stupid stuff. When
you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Jesus, do it.
With your environment. Yes.
You was breaking up.
Yes.
Yet, when you're rolling with Jesus, Jesus is going to clear the way how you talk. When you're rolling with Jesus, Jesus is going to clear how you're supposed to eat. When you're rolling with Jesus, Jesus is going to clear all of that. What Paul was talking about is when you're in an environment with the heathens or you're in an environment with Gentiles, to separate yourself different, this is how you should act. But that's Paul giving the commandment so they won't be blending with the Gentiles. That's what Paul was talking about. But like I said, a
That
lot of
doesn't
people love,
coincide. That does
I'm
not
gonna say,
coincide
I'm
with
gonna
with
like,
with you're claiming that Jesus was, because you say a lot of words that end up being the same thing. You
well,
didn't
that's
say
the same.
anything different.
This is why listening is an art. I'm not disagreeing. I'm making it more. I like to say, okay, go ahead. You saying something?
No, listening is an art. I'm trying to listen.
What I'm saying is this. Were y'all thinking, or what y'all was taught to think, that what's really bad, was really cruel, on saying how, because I follow Jesus Christ, I should act this way or act that way? That's from Paul. I know Paul's letters very well, like the rest of you all. And Paul was talking to people in those days who was in Corinth. Y'all not in Corinth. Who was talking to the Thessalonians in Thessalonica. Y'all not in Thessalonica. Who's talking to the Galatians in Galatia? Y'all not in Asia Minor.
I don't know. I just take no pull off right now.
So
Give
what I'm
us that
saying is,
history.
what I'm saying is, his yoke is like he
I think
knows
he put
this.
it in that room. Oh my God. I
So
think
now
he
give us
Hold
that
on one
history.
second, gentlemen. We're gonna take a commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you just now joined us, tonight's discussion is the criticism of Christians. We had to take a little commercial break, but now we're back. We had some issues, background noises. All right, Mr. Carpenter, please proceed. You were saying you was giving us some enlightenment regarding Peter, Paul, and James. Go ahead, break it down.
When
Brief would be brilliant.
they call him the father of faith, Justin Martyr, and y'all really should do. I mean, it would be really fun if y'all do y'all research how this stuff was developed. It'd be very fun. Justin Martyr felt that Paul's letters was a little bit more important than Jesus' letters. So the church was built off of Paul's jail letters. And when they started using his doctrine, they built the church off of the behavior, off of the characteristics of Paul's letters, which is very subjective because Paul was talking to the way, which was the coming out of, as we will call the congregation or we'll call church, on how you perform, how you act when you're around the Corinth people, when you're around the Galatia people, Thessalonica people. When you're around these people in the neighborhood, this is how you should perform so they won't have any suspect that you're following the way or you're following it Jesus. Because if they smell any idea that you're following the way, following Jesus, they will kill you. Who's they? The Romans. That's what Paul's letters is really about.
Okay.
But Justin Martyr, hold on,
Oh,
Justin Martyr used Paul's letters to build an organization because the way was winning when it comes to influencing that the Messiah has come. So Justin Martyr and the rest of those, as they call church fathers, Tertullian and all of them, they start building a doctrine that can overcome, or should I say, that can what's the word that's very beautiful, that they can blend together to say, you know what, we should take up this type of culture so we can do, or we can add, or we can synchronize our culture into it. But yet, when you read Jesus' words is a little bit more simpler in the sense of, I know y'all goof up. I know y'all going to always sin, but I'm here to die to make sure, really, so you all can follow me, that Paul, and you will see the light that, you know what, God can save you, salvation. And when you do this, then you'll realize that it was no one but Christ that changed you, and that you trying to act. Don't swear. Not you trying to act. Don't drink. Not you trying to act. Be a good person. See, Jesus' words is more important to me than Paul's letters. That's all.
Okay, now before you go ahead, Sean. All right,
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you brought it back to that in the end, and you got back to the question at hand, which was about, again, the critics claim that Christians are not supposed to use profanity or consume alcohol. But just let the record show that Paul's letter wasn't a part of the question. Sean, please answer the question.
All right. Excuse me. So the question was, should Christians use profanity or drink alcohol?
This is the critics claim that Christians should not use profanity and they should not consume alcohol.
And in my opinion, with that, um, drinking alcohol is not a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to,
Yeah.
if you're going to drink, drink in moderation. Because
Mm-hmm.
it is not.
That's why I said drink
Yeah.
Mary.
Go ahead, Sean.
Using profanity. Now, what that does, using profanity, it in my opinion, it sort of compromises your witness when you're trying to talk to someone
Mm-hmm.
about Christ and
Yeah.
try to tell them all the goodness and this and that and the third, but yet you speak like the common man, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So you're clouding your witness to someone
Mm-hmm.
because that's where they can come. That's matter of fact, to put it real simple. When you do things like that, is how you end up with all these questions that you had tonight.
Criticism. That's it.
Because we do things where we're supposed to be set aside and different and these and be Christ like, but we're like our the people that we're claiming that we're trying to witness to and transform from a certain way.
Okay.
Hold on. Didn't Paul said that I would be
Mr. Carpenter.
everything, whatever I need to be to tell the word?
My
I thought
dude,
Paul said that.
listen, we're not going to debate what Paul said anymore.
So why are you talking about Paul when you just got finished saying you trust in God's word over Paul's word?
that is
Word.
an exact
So
contradiction
this is
of
what I
what you're
say when
stating.
you say a lot of stuff to only come back to the same thing.
Mm.
So you're basically contradicting what you initially stated.
That's not a contradiction. It's an understanding.
All right, well
An
we'll dispute
understanding.
we'll
Whoa,
dispute
whoa,
that
whoa,
at a
whoa. You
later
can't
date.
label me. Whoa. You
Listen, we're
can't
gonna
label
dispute
me
that at a
something
later
and I can't.
date.
You can't
We're
label
gonna
me
move
something and
on.
then just cut it like that,
We're
Daddy.
gonna move on for sake
Hold
of
on. You
time.
just said I was contradiction and
We're gonna
Sean
move
said
on for
that
sake
you
of
going.
time. Dude,
Okay.
you have the floor. Same question. These critics of Christians state that Christians should not use profanity, nor should they consume alcohol. That's the question. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, it's like a lost in translation thing, and this what goes on with a lot of people, and this what goes on in America, and this what goes on with the English language. Because when you look up in the dictionary what swearing and cursing mean, it's not even a real meaning. And I was going to give an example of both, but I know you're short for time, but only going to go to the original meaning. And this I got out of the entomology book. You can go search yourself, but it's different from way different from the. So swearing. The word swearing back in the ancient times in the entomology and the original word of it, the meaning means swearing means to invoke the
Mm-hmm.
witness, to invoke the witness of a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And cursing means to invoke the assistance of a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hello.
And what does profanity mean?
There was profanity, but that was the question.
no, profanity is profanity is the word really should be used obscenity. That's what it really should be used, because obscenity means when you use those words, you offend people. It's ill-fated. It's not nothing promising. It's filth. That's what the obscenity means, the original word of obscenity means. That's what it should be, because you're speaking filth when you're saying those things.
So
profanity means a whole lot of different things. I only can give you the rich out because of what we were talking about. I was able to look up those two words that quick, because I had to look up two words in two different dictionaries. So I didn't want to take too much time while y'all was going on. So I didn't make it to profanity. I made it to these three right here.
So let me bring you back to this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The question: do you agree or disagree? According to the Christian critics, they say that Christians should not use profanity and should not consume alcohol. So that's what the critics are saying.
No, because they did okay. See, people. If you had a real visual of the Messiah and the disciples, that's what they were doing. That's how they build. That's how the men build. This squeaky clean church stuff, that's an illusion. That's how we build. Our people build better that way.
Dave's gonna say you're contradicting yourself, dude. Don't say that.
Go ahead, dude.
That's how we build. We build. That's why he was drinking wine and building and doing what he was doing. That's why they call him a wine bibber. Why he was hanging out with wine bibbers, he was drinking wine. That's what he was doing. His eyes are always red. It's people. It's not like what we really think. It's not about. There's no way you can act good or look good. It got to be inside of you, and just some of the rudest people I ever met were the really nicest, warm-hearted people, and the nicest people were really the fucking assholes. So it's so that's why it says the Most High knows your heart. It don't matter what you appear to be on the outside; it's what's on the inside. And you know what? And this is another thing. This is what Black Christian churches did to our people. Black Christian churches taught us exoteric instead of esoteric. Because if you were taught esoteric, none of these questions and everything that we're talking about would be common sense. So esoteric is they teach you outside of yourself. You got to go to the church. You got to be a present church. You got to find a pastor. Everybody go worship pastors and do all this other stuff. That's exoteric. That's outside of yourself. They got you looking for God outside of yourself. And just like in the Wizard of Oz,
the temple is the body.
So, dude, go ahead.
I'm done. Because I know you're running a long time. I want to get everybody else.
No. Because this is
I just want to agree with Dude what he talked about. God looks at the heart.
Okay. And Gregory, I'm gonna allow you to answer this question, and then after that, we're gonna go speed. I'm gonna
say
these questions with quickness.
Art often imitates life, and I encourage everybody to watch the Black Sails, because our world that we live in is ran off of the way of piracy, off of currency and money flow, cash flow, the whole world, not just America. So when you're looking at stuff like that, and you know these people,
my bad. Go ahead. I didn't want to hear what I had to
my
say.
fault, big dog. The pirate people that's coming over, the conquerors, the conquistadors and stuff, they're proud carriers of the cross. They're coming from lines of the Knights Templar, who was definitely carriers of the Christian way. These people that glorify the crucifix of Jesus. So when you see stuff like this, and then you hear people say, Christians shouldn't curse or they shouldn't drink, when you know that the people that brought this stuff over to this world for your people to believe it, they were actually cursing like a sailor and drinking like a sailor.
Okay, so
booze is one of the biggest industries in the world to this day.
Oh, and jump on piggyback on Greg real quick. That's how the UCC and the maritime law got created. That's the law that the world is really on, the maritime law.
All right, so you guys, at this point, we got like 15 minutes, and we got 3 more questions. So I'm going to ask everybody to answer the question, but I want you to be brief, but be brilliant. I want the miniskirt version of your answer, okay? So we're going to go to Bird first. B, you still with us?
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Thank you for standing in there with us. So the next question is this. It's simple. Critics of the Christian claim that we should love everyone and forgive everyone no matter what the offense may be. Do you agree or disagree?
I want to believe that's true. As a believer in a higher power, we are taught. I'm not going to say I haven't been taught much. It's what I read for my own. And it is better to love your fellow person and to be able to forgive. If you want to be forgiven, you should be able to forgive.
That's what I'm talking about, my brother. You understand the assignment and you answer the question. That's all we want. Thank you. Appreciate you. Brimage, same question.
He's got a fun fact waiting.
Okay, and I'm waiting to hear it. Brimage. All right, we're gonna move on. Kiana, you still with us?
Yes.
All right, beloved. Same question. The critics claim that Christians, all Christians, should love everyone, forgive everyone, no matter what the offense may be. Love everyone, forgive everyone.
We're supposed to love thy enemy, and you're supposed to forgive 70 times 7. So those are what we're taught. But being of flesh and mind, some people don't deserve forgiveness, and some people don't deserve kindness.
Okay, well said, well said. Mr. Brimage, from the sound of your background, you're now back with us. Care to answer the question?
Sorry about that. Me and the dogs is having an understanding.
Yeah, so that being said, the question is, do you agree or disagree with the critics? They said that all Christians are supposed to love everyone, forgive everyone, no matter what the offense may be.
I would hope you, as a good person in life, will be able to have those qualities for yourself personally anyway.
Okay, well said. Patsy, same question.
I agree that you're supposed to love everybody, but not everybody you can love at a safe near distance. So sometimes you have to love somebody from a distance. And as far as forgiveness, that forgiveness is more for yourself than it is for that person.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Loving it, loving it. Let me go to Ichima again. Ichima, you still with us?
Yeah.
All right, beloved. Same question. They claim that all Christians should love everyone, forgive everyone, no matter what the offense may be. You agree or disagree?
That's how it should be. But that's how, that's how we fall short a little bit because it's hard to love everyone. Just like they said,
Well said, well said. T, Tanya, Sanyu, same question. The critics claim that all Christians should love everyone and should forgive everyone, no matter what the offense may be.
I'm going to say that I agree with what Bird said, and I agree that you have to love people. You have to love some people you love from afar. As far as forgiveness, I'm gonna say you have to forgive, because if you don't forgive, how can you expect God to forgive you? And you gotta show grace and mercy, because we get grace and mercy every day.
Loving it.
Amen.
Loving it. Timmy, same question, my brother. They claim that all Christians should forgive everyone, love everyone, no matter what the offense may be. You got to turn your mic on. All right. So it's a speedy edition. Gregory, same question, nephew.
I disagree because certain things just aren't forgivable. And what happened to the law of reciprocation and retaliation? What happened to an eye for an eye? Isn't that a biblical text? What the hell am I supposed to just let somebody do something horrible to me and forgive them? That's craziness to think like that.
But I'm saying, if God can forgive and we can't, are we
It
better
depends.
than God?
I
Are we
mean,
better than God? God forgives.
some
You can
sins
ask
are
God forgiveness for anything,
some
and He
sins are
will
worse
forgive
than
you.
others.
Very
But
good,
I'm
bro.
just saying, if God is able to forgive any of us, if we ask for His forgiveness as a merciful God, He will forgive us. And we choose, and we can say, no, I can't forgive someone. Then that makes you better than God or Jesus or whoever
No,
gives
I
you the
didn't. I
forgiveness.
said certain things are
It
I'm
makes you
saying,
unforgivable.
no,
less than
God will
God, and
I'm
we'll
forgive.
not
always be
saying
less
that
than God.
you can't
God
forgive
can forgive
people.
anybody for anything. All they got to do is ask.
Well,
And
I
that's
don't
why
know
he's
about
perfect
that.
and we are
If you
not.
killed a kid and ate a baby, you're not being forgiven by no God that I'm
Hold
I
following.
mean,
on. Hold
You're
God will
not
on.
being
forgive you if
forgiven
you
by
ask.
my God.
Hold on,
Now,
dude.
I don't
Hold
have to
on, dude.
forget what you did.
I'm coming to you next, dude. Hold on.
I don't have to forget what you did, but I would have to try to ask for
My
forgiveness because
God is
you are
not
lost.
forgiving you for doing
Whoever
these.
killed a kid and ate a baby is lost.
Yeah. All right. Dude, go ahead.
And therefore don't receive no forgiveness. Go on.
Same thing, dude.
They, they
Just
said
please, dude.
Jesus.
Well, I didn't do the things that I just said that people was doing. So I
Gregory,
really,
listen to me. No one's accusing you of anything. You stated your opinion. That's what it is. You stand on what you stand
yeah.
on. That's your perspective. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Dude, my brother, be merciful, be brief, or be brilliant. Let's get the miniskirt version of your answer.
They said Jesus was a kind man, then he should understand this time in this crime land. And with that said and done, see, this is what Christianity has got us. This is where it's got us because those laws only apply to your brethren. Your enemy don't matter. It only applies to your brethren. Your brethren. That's why when you read, you understand it. They're not a part of our system. It only all those laws we were talking about only allows those in our system, our people, amongst our tribes. That's what it all was for. It didn't have nothing to our enemies. We killed and destroy our enemies that come against us. Do I hate somebody? Yes, I hate. I hate Esau, who God hates. So God hates, I can hate because he hates them because they came against us.
The law of retaliation,
And that's what got us in
reciprocation.
slavery, thinking that, oh, we forgive everybody. Oh, the niggas forgive everybody. We forgive. Oh, the Bible says you. That's why they keep us in slavery. No, we kill our enemy. That goes for us, our brother. That gang banging, that's sinful right there. But to do that to them, no, that's not sinful. We're supposed to do that. We're at war. People think the war is over. We're just captives of war. The war is not over. These people study us every day. They're proving us every day. This Christianity really got us believing these laws only us right here. This is what it applies to. If we do that to one another, not to them, to one another. Mm-hmm. That's what it applies to. That's what it is. Them ish people that follow that pretending like they us and following us. Mm-hmm. They do that. That's why they kill anybody. They don't do it to each other, but they'll kill anybody. They don't care. What? And they're serving the Bible, pretending as us. They know how you want to see how we're supposed to do it. Watch how they do it. That's how we're supposed to get down. Because they acting like us. That's how you're supposed to do it. Nobody but your own people. Fuck them. Fuck the Italians. Fuck them. It's about our people first. It's all about
right. Hold that passion. We still got a couple more questions. Hold on to. Let's go to Sean. Sean, same question. Well, it's actually a statement. The critics feel that is as you're supposed to. All Christians should love everyone, forgive everyone, no matter what the offense may be. Do you agree or disagree?
I mean, the Bible that I read, it said to, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ, God forgave me. I'll just stand on that.
Okay, short and sweet. Like it, like it, like it. All right, Mr. Carpenter, same question. The critics state that all Christians should love everyone and forgive everyone, no matter what the offense may be. Please be brief, but be brilliant. The miniskirt version of your answer.
I don't know, Dave. You might label me and then cut me off and say, move on, move on, move on. So I'll pass.
Okay. Let's go back to Kiana. Kiana, the question is, well, the statement is, critics claim that all Christians think that they are the reflection of perfection and they are intolerant of sin and error. Do you agree or disagree?
Who the heck are they?
Those that oppose Christianity.
So I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Because
I'm gonna say, I know you right away when you hear that type of, yeah, I get it. Can't make sense out of nonsense.
Go ahead.
All right, so here we go again for the cheap sheets. These Christian critics state that all Christians believe that they are the reflection of perfection and they are intolerant of both sin and error. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't believe that any Christian believes that, so I disagree.
Short and sweet. Like it. Itzema, you still with us?
What?
Itzema, are you still with us?
Yes, she is. I hear.
All right, same question, beloved. You need to agree?
I agree with Kiana.
Okay. You jumped out. Say that one more time.
I agree with Kay. Is it Kay?
Yep.
Yeah,
Kiana. You got it right. You got it right. All right. Again, ladies, I'm loving it. Short and sweet. Patsy, what do you say?
Excuse me. I disagree. Like, we're not well, I'm not intolerant to all sins, and because I'm a sinful person, but I try to improve myself and try to not beat up myself about what I do wrong. So how can I judge someone else for their wrongdoings?
Hey, loving it, loving it. Tanya, same question, beloved. The critics claim that all Christians believe that we are the reflection of perfection and we are intolerant of both sin and error. What do you say?
What? Say that again now.
Christian critics believe that Christians believe that they are the reflection of perfection and they are intolerant of both sin and error.
I'm not a reflection of perfection. Because Jesus says that we have to take the plank out of our eye before we can pass judgment on the next person. So I can't pass judgment on someone that sins because I'm imperfect.
Thank you. This has been a Still a Man podcast. See you guys next week. God bless you.